Welcome back to the channel. I may or may not have a little clip of Low Man, but in case I don't, let me flip to the camera. Jaya. Jaya. What you doing? Oh. I honestly cannot remember if I took a clip of him when we were outside. I kind of don't think I did, so I figured I better do that. That way, he gets his screen time. He loves his screen time. All right, buddy. All right. All right. We know. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. And today we are going to talk about socks. That's all I've done, socks. I said I was going to focus on socks this week. And I stuck with that. I did it. It's awesome. I love socks. Okay, so for my basic cable beginner sock, I think that's what it's called. If I can remember, I'll put it in the description. Anyway, it's in this fabulous purple colorway. I don't know what it's called anymore. It was a silly sock. I think from Hobby. I could be wrong. It might not be from Hobby. But anyway, I've rounded the heel and I am working on the gusset decreases. And I always have to pay close attention to my decreases because this decrease this round, next round is normal, next round is decreased. I always get confused. I always end up one side gets decreased and the other side doesn't, and I have to fudge it a little to get it to work. So this time I decided that I put this little stopper on here. This is the beginning of the round. So the stopper means that this entire round is going to be no decreases. And then when I get to this and I take the stopper off, and I leave it off because that's the next round is decreases. And I'm doing that. I'm leaving it off because I know that if I put it down the middle, which I do often, like at this time is actually at the beginning of the row. Surprise, surprise. But I usually just put it down in the middle of a round. And then I've got to remember, is the next one coming up going to be a decrease or not? I also counted the stitches that I'm supposed to be down to and put these little stitch markers on both sides. So when I get to those and they're popped off, I'm on my decreases. I'm a genius. I don't know. I'm probably not a genius. I'm probably not the only person who has ever thought of that. But I needed to find a way to keep track of it. And I think this is going to be a really much easier way for me because I get lost and I just go. And then I'm like, oh, wait. So I think that that's going to work. I really like the pattern. This pattern will go all the way down to the toes. And this with the spotty parts, it's harder to pick up, but you can see that beautiful cable running down the front. And I like this kind of a gusset heel flap, not a gusset. This kind of a heel flap. When I'm doing a heel flap and gusset, this is my favorite way to do it. Just because it looks really nice, but also it's thicker. And given that I wear my knit socks inside my shoes sometimes to take him out when he's got to go out and I'm wearing them, I would rather have a little more of a sturdy heel. So that works for me. I still really enjoy doing the boomerang, but I have noticed that in some instances it fits perfect. In some instances, like some patterns, it hasn't come out right and it's been too narrow or, just somehow not. So I think it truly does. You truly do need to utilize different aspects depending on the situation. The second sock that I worked on was I cast back on my Sunnyside up. This is a knit 2 purl 1 rib. I think I've already talked about this in the last time when I first started this. I have this much of this is all the old cuff that I had to tear out. I tore out the entire thing. I cast back on to the next size up. So anyway, I cast on one more size up. So I think I went from a medium to a large. And normally I would not even touch a large. I have small feet. I hope this doesn't bite me. And then I gotta either give it to somebody else or restart it. I have a feeling if it doesn't fit me, I'm gonna just keep it. Do it. Oh, what's the matter, Grumble Butt? His toy is just a little bit away from him, and he's just like, somebody please bring me my toy. He's so silly. He just came back in from doing all kinds of zoomies, so he's ready for a nap and he doesn't want to move. So I'm gonna work until this is all used up, and then I'll introduce the other yarns and continue and restart the foot pattern. Well, leg and then foot, but it's all the same until, because it has an afterthought heel. And my husband's like, why not just put the heel on first? And I was like, because this is it, the directions say it wants you to do an afterthought heel. I have not yet done an afterthought heel. Here I am talking with my hands on the table again. I'm sorry. I must sit on them. I have not yet done an afterthought heel. So I really want to complete this pair of socks exactly as it is designed so that I can attempt color work. I've done color work on a sweater. There's a whole different ball game between doing color work in a sweater and color work in a pair of socks. So, and then I want to do, I want to practice more on that, but I also want to try other new techniques that I haven't tried yet. Afterthought heel is something I have been considering trying for a little while now, and I just haven't had the opportunity to. So when I saw that this called for an afterthought heel, I was like, for sure we're doing the afterthought heel, because I really want to at least do it one time, and then if I never want to do it again, I don't have to. I know how to make heels. But, so that's what we're doing there. I think I did. I showed my granddaughter's lily top, water lily top on Monday. I think that's about all I've actually done. I need to get my lace socks back out. I might try to work on this again this week, because I want this whole week, I don't want to touch anything but socks. We're just going to focus on socks. I'm going to stick to that. Maybe next week we'll only focus on, I don't know, tops or something. Next week I'll have the yarn that I need to finish my Bordeaux Nights, and maybe that's what we'll focus on next week. I don't know. We'll see. But, and also I want to work on my vertebrae shawl, which I haven't touched in a little bit. It's sitting there and it's teasing me because I can see it. It's right here. I've got it all. I've got it sitting like this because this just was laying on the table and it kept slipping off and stuff. And so then I just jammed the needles down into the cake so that it could just not fall. I want to work on that a little bit, but I want to focus mostly, if not all, on socks this week. I think maybe a weekly goal for what I want to mostly work on will be what I do. I don't really know. But yeah, we're going home this weekend. So Friday will be an at-home video. I'll be at home when I make that. And I'll be able to get my yarn that I need for the Bordeaux Nights. and I will be able to see what other yarns I need to make, because I got to pick, while I'm home, I want to pick yarn and patterns to do something for the rest of the kids for Christmas. I got one Christmas present complete, and that we're moving right along. We can't wait forever. I gotta get these. I got 4 more kids to make something for. I'm not sure what I'm gonna make. I might just make some kind of top for all of them. I thought about doing another water lily for my oldest granddaughter, but in worsted weight with sleeves, because I feel like she would enjoy that so much more. She's a big hoodie wearer like me. She'll wear a hoodie all day, every day. So I might do it. I might do that. I'm kind of waiting to see how Olga's sleeves turns out, and it kind of take some tips from her as far as how to go about doing that. Or I might just make it like bell sleeves maybe, and just do the same length all the way down and just sew them together. And then she's got like a little bell sleeve, or even do they call it a balloon sleeve, where I'll then take it and make a ribbing, kind of like, because this is kind of balloony. This is what I am thinking about when I call. Yes, buddy, I see you, I hear you. Your toy is right here. You don't need me to hand it to you. It's right there. You can reach it. You put it there. He put his toy right here, and then he wants me to give it to him. Oh, buddy. You want me to throw it? Oops. It's a wonder this thing hasn't tipped over on its side or something, him romping around the way he does. Yeah, sure, good boy. You're a big old bull in a china shop, huh, buddy? You know. So those are kind of some ideas I have, but I am going to try and get all the planning for the Christmas presents done to bring back with me, so that I don't have to worry about, oh, I've run out of the appropriate yarn for this kid's project, and I can't do anything with it until I get home. I don't want to do that. So, and I may or may not make my Monday video on Sunday evening and put it up early, or later when I get here, but I'm not gonna want to get back here and then make a video, because by the time we get done with all that driving and stuff, and then I've got to go to the store to top us off on things that we need for the week, I'm not gonna want to do all that. So I will probably make the video Sunday evening, and then I'll either post it before we leave or after we get here. I think probably after we get here I'll post it, because I think if I post it early in the morning, a lot of people don't seem to see those ones, the ones I do earlier. I'm not quite sure. I'm trying to aim for midday now. I think that is, I'm kind of going around trying to see what time of day people notice the videos the most, because a lot of times if I do it too early, it gets like 6 views. If I do it too late, it gets like 10 views. If I do it at the right time, it gets like 30 views. I'm like, yeah, that's 30 views. I thank all 30 of you. No matter who you are. Especially if you actually watched me all the way through, because I probably am quite boring to most people. I'm not super exciting, and I don't claim to be. That's fine. With that, I will let you go. And if it's your birthday, happy birthday. I'll see you on the next one.